you meet over here in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. You know where we are?
Huh?
You know where we are?
Says 15, 11, 15, 22. I recognize 22. There is no 22. It's 17.
There's no space for me.
15.
So, yeah.
Huh?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Devotees, please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me online. We're trying to figure out the sound. Okay, Jai. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun-militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katham Hayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaganha Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahaganha Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindan Vaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamhami Hari Priye Vancha Kapatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Hevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. We'll be starting on Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, text 11. Chapter 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person. Yatanto yoginaschainam pasyantyatmanyavastitam yatatopyakritatmano nainam pasyant yachetasaha. I think we did this already. Let's see the translation. It says, the endeavoring transcendentalist who is situated in self-realization can see all this clearly. But those who are not situated in self-realization cannot see what is taking place, though they may try to. I guess we should just keep reading. Chapter 15, text 12. Yadaditya gatim tejo jagad basyate kilam yakchandra masi yakchangno tatejo vidhi mamakam. Translation. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me, and the splendor of the moon and the splendor of fire are also from me. Yeah, okay, we definitely did these. We're going to skip ahead a little bit to, I guess, chapter 16. This 15, I believe, is one of the shortest chapters. Yeah, only 20 verses in chapter 15. We'll go to 16. Yes, the divine and demoniac natures. My favorite chapter. I believe we were on maybe 3 or 4. Let's see. We did this one. Arjuna is born with divine qualities. Okay, I don't think we've heard much of the demoniac characteristics. So we'll start with where that begins at text 6. Bhavbhuta sakho lokesmin daivaha surahevacha daivo vistarasha prokta asurham bhartam he shrinu. Translation, O son of Pritha, in this world there are 2 kinds of created beings. One is called the divine, and the other demonic. I've already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demoniac.
Text 7. Pravritim cha nirvitim cha jana na vidhur asuraha na sautam napi chatro na satyam teshu vidyate. Translation. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them.
Notice how he said truth, or he said cleanliness first. I think that's interesting. Text 8. Asatyam hapratishtam te jakat ahur hanishvaram aparaspara sambhutam kim hanyat kama haitukam. Translation. They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire, and has no cause other than lust.
Text 9. Etam dristim avastabhya nastatmano ipabuddhyaha pravanti urgra karmanaha visaya jagohitaha. Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world.
Text 10. Kamham hasritya dushporam dambha madham hatanvataha moha grihitva sagahan pavartante shuchivrataha. Translation. The demoniac, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent.
Text 11 through 12. Chintam aparameyam cha pralayatam upasritaha kamo bhoga parama etvad iti nishchitaha asha pasha satir badha kama krodha parayanaha ihante kama bhogartam anyayena nartha sanchayan. Translation. They believe that to gratify the senses unto the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no end to their anxiety, being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger. They secure money by illegal means for sense gratification.
Text 13 through 15. Itam hadya maya labdam himham prapsye manhoratam itam hasti damhapim he bhavishyati punhardanam aso maya hata shatrur anhishye cha padhanapi ishvaroham ham bhoki sithoham palavan sukhi hadyo binajabhan asmi konyosti sadrisho maya yakshye Dasyami modishya ityagyanha vimhohitaha. Translation. The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Text 16. Aneka chitta vibhranta moha jala samvarnata prakshata kama bhogeshu padati narkesu chao. Thus being perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell.
Back to text 6. Krishna. Text 6 translation, O son of Pritha. In this world, there are two kinds of created beings. One is called the divine and the other demonic. I've already explained to you at length the divine qualities. Now hear from me of the demoniac. Purport. Lord Krishna, having assured Arjuna that he was born with the divine qualities, is now describing the demoniac way. The conditioned living entities are divided into two classes in this world. Those who are born with divine qualities follow a regulated life. That is to say, they abide by the injunctions in scriptures and by the authorities. One should perform duties in the light of authoritative scripture. This mentality is called divine. One who does not follow the regulative principles as they are laid down in the scriptures, and who acts according to his whims, is called demoniac or asuric. There is no other criterion but obedience to the regulative principles of scriptures. It is mentioned in Vedic literature that both the demigods and the demons are born of the Prajapati. The only difference is that one class obeys the Vedic injunctions and the other does not.
Text 7. Those who are demoniac do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. Neither cleanliness nor proper behavior nor truth is found in them. Purport. In every civilized human society, there is some set of scriptural rules and regulations which are followed from the beginning, especially among the Aryans, who adopt the Vedic civilization and who are known as the most advanced civilized peoples. Those who do not follow the scriptural injunctions are supposed to be demons. Therefore, it is stated here that the demons do not know the scriptural rules, nor do any inclination to follow them. Most of them do not know them, and even if some of them know, they have not the tendency to follow them. They have no faith, nor are they willing to act in terms of the Vedic injunctions. The demons are not clean, either externally or internally. One should always be careful to keep his body clean by bathing, brushing teeth, changing clothes, etc. As far as internal cleanliness is concerned, one should always remember the holy names of God and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The demons neither like nor follow all these rules for external and internal cleanliness. As for behavior, there are many rules and regulations guiding human behavior, such as the Manu Samhita, which is the law of the human race. Even up to today, those who are Hindu follow the Manu Samhita. Laws of inheritance and other legalities are derived from this book. Now, in the Manu Samhita, it is clearly stated that a woman should not be given freedom. That does not mean that women are to be kept as slaves, but they are like children. Children are not given freedom, but that does not mean that they are kept as slaves. The demons have now neglected such injunctions, and they think that women should be given as much freedom as men. However, this has not improved the social condition of the world. Actually, a woman should be given protection at every stage of life. She should be given protection by the father in her younger days, by the husband in her youth, and by the grown up sons in her old age. This is proper social behavior according to the Manu Samhita. But modern education has artificially devised a puffed up concept of womanly life, and therefore, marriage is practically now an imagination in human society. Nor is the moral condition of woman very good now. The demons, therefore, do not accept any instruction which is good for society, and because they do not follow the experience of great sages and the rules and regulations laid down by the sages, the social condition of the demoniac people is very miserable.
Text 8. Satyam apatishtam te jakarahor nishvaram paraspara samhabhutam kimhanyat kamahaitikam. Translation. They say that this world is unreal, that there is no foundation, and that there is no God in control. It is produced of sex desire. It has no cause other than lust. Purport. The demoniac conclude that the world is phantasmagoria. No cause, no effect, no controller, no purpose. Everything is unreal. They say Hare Krishna. They say that this cosmic manifestation arises due to chance material actions and reactions. They do not think that the world was created by God for a certain purpose. They have their own theory that the world has come about in its own way and that there is no reason to believe that there is a God behind it. For them, there is no difference between spirit and matter, and they do not accept the Supreme Spirit. Everything is matter only, and the whole cosmos is supposed to be a mass of ignorance. According to them, everything is void, and whatever manifestation exists is due to our ignorance and perception. They take it for granted that our manifestation of diversity is a display of ignorance. Just as in a dream we may create so many things which actually have no existence, so when we are awake we shall see that everything is simply a dream. But factually, although the demons say that life is a dream, they are very expert in enjoying this dream. And so, instead of acquiring knowledge, they become more and more implicated in their dreamland. They conclude that as a child is simply the result of sexual intercourse between man and woman, this world is born without any soul. For them, it is only a combination of matter that has produced the living entities, and there is no question of the existence of the soul. As many living creatures come out from perspiration and from a dead body without any cause. Similarly, the whole world has come out of the material combinations of the cosmic manifestation. Therefore, material nature is the cause of this manifestation, and there is no other cause. They do not believe in the words of Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, Mahad Yakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Quote, under my direction, the whole material world is moving, end quote. In other words, amongst the demons, there is no perfect knowledge of the creation of this world. Every one of them has some particular theory of his own. According to them, one interpretation of the scriptures is as good as another. They do not believe in a standard understanding of the scriptural injunctions.
Text 9. Following such conclusions, the demoniac, who are lost to themselves and who have no intelligence, engage in unbeneficial, horrible works meant to destroy the world. Report. The demoniac are engaged in activities that will lead the world to destruction. The Lord states here that they are less intelligent. The materialists who have no concept of God think that they are advancing, but according to Bhagavad Gita, they are unintelligent and devoid of all sense. They try to enjoy this material world to the utmost limit and therefore always engage in inventing something for sense gratification. Such materialistic inventions are considered to be advancement of human civilization, but the result is that people grow more and more violent and more cruel to animals and cruel to other human beings. They have no idea how to behave towards one another. Animal killing is very prominent amongst demoniac people. Such people are considered the enemies of the world because ultimately they will invent or create something which will bring destruction to all. Indirectly, this verse anticipates the invention of nuclear weapons, of which the whole world is today very proud. At any moment, war may take place, and these atomic weapons may create havoc. Such things are created solely for the destruction of the world, and this is indicated here. Due to godlessness, such weapons are invented in human society. They are not meant for the peace and prosperity of the world.
Hare Krishna. I made a comment at the beginning that this is my favorite chapter, and there's always a moment as I'm reading chapter 16 where something switches, and then I go from because I tend to start the chapter looking out at the world and identifying all the demoniac qualities I see externally. But then something happens within myself as I read Prabhupada's purports in this chapter, and then it gets heavy, and then I can see within myself a lot of these qualities that are there, and then I realize, oh, I'm missing the whole point of this chapter. It's not to look into the world so much, and I mean, we should know what's there. We should know the dangers that lie outside of our association and outside of our, our process of bhakti yoga. But we should be very focused on highlighting within ourselves the knowledge that's being imparted, or the descriptions of ignorance, rather, that are being so nicely touched on. And that always hurts a little bit for me, but it's nice too at the same time. Continuing on, text 10, translation. The demoniac, taking shelter of insatiable lust, pride, and false prestige, and being thus illusioned, are always sworn to unclean work, attracted by the impermanent. Purport. The demoniac mentality is described here. The demon's lust is never satiated. They will go on increasing and increasing their insatiable desires for material enjoyment. And although they are always full of anxieties on account of accepting non-permanent things, they still continue to engage in such activities out of illusion. They have no knowledge and cannot tell that they are heading the wrong way. Accepting non-permanent things, such demoniac people create their own God, create their own hymns, and chant accordingly. The result is that they become more and more attracted to two things: sex enjoyment and the accumulation of material wealth. The word ashuchi vrataha, unclean vow, is very significant in this connection. Such demoniac people are only attracted by wine, women, gambling, and meat eating. Those are their ashuchi, unclean habits. Induced by pride and false prestige, they create some principles of religion which are not approved by the Vedic injunctions. Although such demoniac people are most abominable in the world, still by artificial means, the world creates a false honor for them. Although they are gliding toward hell, they consider themselves very much advanced.
Text 11 to 12. Translation. They believe that to gratify the senses until the end of life is the prime necessity of human civilization. Thus, there is no end to their anxiety. Being bound by hundreds and thousands of desires, by lust and anger, they secure money by illegal means for sense gratification. Purport. The demoniac accept that the enjoyment of the senses is the ultimate goal of life, and this concept they maintain until death. They do not believe in life after death, and they do not believe that one takes on different types of bodies according to one's karma, or activities in this world. Their plans for life are never finished, and they go on preparing plan after plan, all of which are never finished. We have personal experience of a person of such demoniac mentality who, even at the point of death, was requesting the physician to prolong his life for 4 years more because his plans were not yet complete. Such foolish people do not know that a physician cannot prolong life even for a moment. When the notice is there is no consideration of the man's desire. The laws of nature do not allow a second beyond what one is destined to enjoy. The demoniac person, who has no faith in God or the supersoul within himself, performs all kinds of sinful activities simply for sense gratification. He does not know that there is a witness sitting within the heart. The supersoul is observing the activities of the individual soul. As it is stated in the Vedic literature, the Upanishads, there are two birds sitting in one tree. The one is acting and enjoying or suffering the fruits of the branches, and the other is witnessing. But one who is demoniac has no knowledge of Vedic scripture, nor has he any faith. Therefore, he feels free to do anything for sense enjoyment, regardless of the consequences.
There's a nice verse in this connection that Prabhupada, that Krishna speaks in Gita. Yehi samsparshaja boga dukha yonhaya evate adyantavanta kunte ya nateshu ramate buddha. An intelligent man does not take part in the sources of misery, which are born in contact with the material senses, O son of Kunti. Knowing such pleasures to have a beginning and end, the wise man does not delight in them. Prabhupada here in this purport, he's talking about that the materialist, the demoniac, they don't understand the impermanence of their activities, and that ultimately it brings nothing but suffering. Dukkhalayama shashvatam. This world is a temporary world, and therefore it's miserable. And nor through their pursuit for enjoyment do they realize that there's actually the Supreme Lord right there in their heart, who's observing all of their endless toil for satisfaction, to become satisfied, to become satiated. This just goes unnoticed. They don't have knowledge. They're in ignorance. We hear completely. Because they don't know the Shastra. The Shastra Vidamutsrajya Vartate Kamakar Rataha. They act whimsically of their, they accept and reject, and because of that, na sukam avapnoti, or na siddhim avapnoti, na sukam na param gatim. They attain neither happiness, nor perfection, nor the supreme destination. They don't have any guide, any light in this very, very dark world. Text 13 through 15. Translation: the demoniac person thinks, quote, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance.
Text 16, translation. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, one becomes too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and falls down into hell. Purport. The demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. That is unlimited. He only thinks how much assessment he has just now and schemes to engage that stock of wealth farther and farther. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful way, and so deals in the black market for illegal gratification. He is enamored by the possessions he has already, such as land, family, house, and bank balance, and he is always planning to improve them. He believes in his own strength, and he does not know that whatever he is gaining is due to his past good deeds. He is given an opportunity to accumulate such things, but he has no conception of past causes. He simply thinks that all his mass of wealth is due to his own endeavor. A demoniac person believes in the strength of his personal work, not in the law of karma. According to the law of karma, a man takes his birth in a high family, or becomes rich, or very well educated, or very beautiful because of good work in the past. The demoniac thinks that all these things are accidental and due to the strength of his personal ability. He does not sense any arrangement behind all the varieties of people, beauty, and education. Anyone who comes into competition with such a demoniac man is his enemy. There are many demoniac people, and each is enemy to the others. This enmity becomes more and more deep between persons, then between families, then between societies, and at last between nations. Therefore, there is constant strife, war, and enmity all over the world. Each demoniac person thinks that he can live at the sacrifice of all others. Generally, a demoniac person thinks of himself as the supreme God, and a demoniac preacher tells his followers, "Why are you seeking God elsewhere? You are all yourselves God. Whatever you like, you can do. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead." These are the demoniac's preachings. Although the demoniac person sees others equally rich and influential, or even more so, he thinks that no one is richer than him, and that no one is more influential than him. As far as promotion to the higher planetary system is concerned, he does not believe in performing yajanas or sacrifices. Demons think that they will manufacture their own process of yajana and prepare some machine by which they will be able to reach any higher planet. The best example of such a demoniac man was Ravana. He offered a program to the people by which he would prepare a staircase so that anyone could reach the heavenly planets without performing sacrifices, such as are prescribed in the Vedas. Similarly, in the present age, such demoniac men are striving to reach the higher planetary systems by mechanical arrangement. These are examples of bewilderment. The result is that, without their knowledge, they are gliding towards hell. Here, the Sanskrit word mohajala is very significant. Jala means net, like fishes caught in a net. They have no way to come out.
Chai. That's a really nice purport. We were hearing this morning, Bhakti Koti, I don't know if you heard, but in the book this morning, there was a great big lecture that Prabhupada gave. I forget where it was, but so many people cheering for him as he entered the assembly hall, and it was a very interactive audience, which was great because the energy was kind of there's a reciprocal nature to the experience, which was great. And at the end, people asked questions, and this gentleman came from the very back of the hall, walked all the way up to the front, and he gave this long spiel and capped off his whole objection to what Prabhupada had to say with the statement that I am God. I am God. And the whole place was just silent. And Prabhupada took some time. He said, "You are not God. You are dog. You are dog." And everyone loved it. But this is the position. Prabhupada says here in the purport. This is of the demoniac person, their mindset. They think, quote, "Why are you seeking God elsewhere? You are all yourselves God. Whatever you like, you can do. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead." This is the material world, the cheated and the cheater. If we're looking for something cheap, then we'll definitely find it because there's no shortage of cheaters, none whatsoever. And in this world of of Maya, Prabhupada says, Jala means net. Like fishes caught in a net, they have no way to come out. This is our position. And actually, as a fish is hooked, it's not that the fisherman pulls that hook up right away. Otherwise, he might lose his catch. No, he waits for the fish to nibble on that bait, and that bait is actually of substance that is somewhat desirable to the fish. But what the fish is failing to understand is that very thing that he thinks will forever satisfy him, that little piece of fish food, actually it's going to be his very death. So this is our position in this world. We're just foolish fish, and as we nibble and nibble on this hook, it goes deeper and deeper into our stomach, and then by the time that we're pulled out, we're done, we're finished, we're completely hooked. That's what it means to be hooked. Is there's no, I mean, it's, you're totally finished. And this is what Maya does so expertly. And this is for the person who does not have Shastra in their life, who's not searching after this Vedic knowledge, the end of all knowledge. If you're not searching for the end of all knowledge, then you fail to even find the beginning of it. So I also thought it was interesting, I'll note here, Prabhupada speaks about, where was it? He says, according to the law of karma, a man takes his birth in a high family, or becomes rich, or very well educated, or very beautiful. And funnily enough, these four things, by no coincidence, are also mentioned in a prayer by Queen Kunti. She says these very four things: high parentage, a high family, great wealth, nice education, and bodily beauty. These four things actually bar us from knowing Krishna, from making our approach to Krishna. She says that, she prays to Krishna, your lordship, it can easily be approached, but not by those on the path of material progress. She says, Janmaishvarja Shrutashrabir Atham Hanhamada Puman Farhatya Bridatum Vai Twama Kinchana Gocharam. These people are deluded. They're foolish. Foolish observers cannot see past the deluding curtain of Maya's energy to actually know Krishna, to actually see Krishna in all of his opulence. Nalakshya se mudhadresha. These are foolish people. So, I mean, this is a really nice purport. I thought it was great. Thanks for entertaining my thoughts. Do you have anything to add?
I liked in chapter 16, it says, it starts the purport, it says, the demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. That's pretty funny. It's true. Money is worthless. Money means nothing, but in this human society, and money is everything to us. It's how we get food, and it's hard because there has to be a trade-off for goods and services, because we've made everything really complicated nowadays. But yeah, I like that mention. The demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. That is unlimited. So yeah, I mean, it's just paper, it's just a piece of paper. It's like, yeah, there, you could say there's some value in coins because it's like metal and like silver and nickel and stuff, but even still, it's just like a coin. It's like, but it's not, it doesn't really have a value. So I don't know. I have to meditate more on that, because yeah, I like that line. Krishna.
He's a great sadhu, great personality. He said that, I don't know if this was him who quoted this, or if he said it first, but he said, if you lose your money, you've lost nothing. If you lose your health, you've lost something. But if you lose your character, then you've lost everything. Like, Jesus Christ, he said something like, what is the point if you've gained the whole world, but you've lost your soul? So this is simply just endless desire. This is born of the mode of passion, which is, this is what we hear is the cause of all sinful activity. It's lust only, Arjuna. Krishna says, which is actually, it turns to wrath afterwards. And then that becomes the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. And what's interesting actually is I believe that Ravana was mentioned in this purport. Was that right? Was it this purport or the other purport? Because Ravana was actually here it is. The best example of such a demoniac man was Ravana. He's actually the personification of lust. Actually, all of us within our hearts who are conditioned we have a Ravana within ourselves. In Ravana, we can understand through his dealings in the Ramayana, through that wonderful pastime, that he is the epitome of what it means to be lusty. And we could see he was trying to just bypass completely all sacrifices that are there in the Vedas to rise one to the heavenly planets. He was trying to just bypass, literally build a staircase to heaven. So I mean, this is somehow or other, we're not such great demons. Those who are conditioned and trying to enjoy apart from Krishna, we're not so great as to cause Krishna to come down here and liberate us through some epic battle or epic pastime. No, Krishna can kill us in so many ways, and he does. But we can still draw a lot from the results of what comes from not taking into account these scriptural injunctions. Not only do we, like I said, not attain happiness, perfection, and the supreme destination, but we don't even come close to any of those three things. In fact, we don't find anything auspicious in our whole existence if we're not looking towards the great souls